Hello, welcome to Jenna's Tea Emporium. I think this is episode number 4. Today's topic is going to be, we'll go with my weight struggles. This can be for anybody, I think males and females. Although I think it affects women more than it does men. But anyway, I'll just give you a little, obviously just my story, since it's my podcast. And again, I'm always welcome to comments, questions. I usually try to pose questions at the end of it. And just kind of go from there as I'm growing my podcast and my audience. As I said, I just think society obviously has this image of, what women should look like, more so than men. I know men, they're supposed to have 6 packs and all muscular and so on and so forth, but I feel like women are so stereotyped to have that, what they call a Coke bottle body. And that's pretty much what you just see all over everywhere, basically. So anyway, just for me, I wasn't never really small, when I was younger. I wasn't big, but I wasn't skinny either, if that makes sense. And one main thing is I always had a fupa. Never had a flat stomach. Since I was little. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, I don't remember childhood, me focus on it that much when I was younger. Who knows? I could have blocked it out as far as I know. But I'm pretty sure I was insecure as a child. And I don't know, again, if I remember or if looking back on that now, pictures and stuff, I was always the biggest one out of my friend group. Not that I had a ton of friends, but I just always remember being the bigger one. And again, I wasn't huge or anything. I know out of all the cousins, and there's only, so on my mom's side, there's only I think 3 girls. And then on my dad, I don't even think my dad has any girl. I don't think I have any. Oh, maybe I do. Anyway, out of the very few girl cousins that there was, I was the biggest. So yeah, I'm sure that's played a role in my life for sure. I will say, obviously growing up too, especially I remember, this was probably more towards junior high, maybe, or whatever, high school, whatever. I know my brother used to always call me a fat ass. I don't think he was intentionally trying to be rude, but I vaguely remember that. I vaguely remember him always saying that to me. Just always call me a fat ass or whatever. Call my ass fat. I don't think it was anything else, but I do remember that. Again, my memory's shit. But I do know, especially in high school, I was very tomboyish. Sneakerhead, sweatshirts, t-shirts, jeans. I did wear shorts, probably not a whole lot. And if they were shorts, they're more boy shorts or whatever. They weren't no Daisy Dukes or anything like that. So I do remember that. And that's obviously when you're in high school too. Well, I guess junior high too, but it's that's when the whole dating thing or whatever, that's obviously for another episode too, but I did like white boys, I remember when I was younger. But I was never that skinny model type that, back in that day, I don't know if it is now, but most white guys want, which is not me and never has been me. And that's actually what started my whole thing with dating black men. because they always accepted me for who I was, body type, whatever. That's what initially started it for me. But anyway, that's here and there to say whatever. So anyway, I remember I wasn't obviously into makeup or anything like that, which I'm really still not now, the bare minimum. And so the first time I would say I probably wore makeup, if I remember correctly, was my prom. Mascara and lip gloss. I think that was the extent of it, which I don't think really has changed since then. Maybe I've added some liner. That's about the extent of it. Yeah, and that was really the first time. And probably like really being dressed up, if I'm being honest. Yeah, that's funny. I do have one of my prom picture actually on my IG if you want to go check it out. And then when I went to college, I would definitely say it changed. I don't know what happened, what clicked. I don't know if I got more confident, like, don't know what it is. I just remember I went and got like a whole new wardrobe, like got dress clothes. Again, I didn't really do makeup wise or anything like that, but I do remember I was dressing differently. I'm pretty sure maybe that's when I started wearing mascara for real. Probably lip gloss too, because again, oh no, maybe I did have some lip liner and lipstick. I do vaguely remember that. But that's when it started. And then, I don't know, maybe I was feeling myself. I don't know what the change was, but there was a change there. And then, again, it just stayed like that. But again, wasn't real thin. Again, always just dealt with my weight. I mean, as most people though, not everybody's always happy with their bodies, right? Like you can look at somebody else and be like, damn, I wish I looked like them, and they're probably insecure about something that we don't even know about, right? Men and women both. I mean, my daughters, for instance, thank God they didn't have weight issues, but I mean, they have their insecurities too, that sometimes I look at them like, why are you insecure? I wish I had a body like you, especially at your age. But again, I understand everybody has their own insecurities. It's just human nature, I'm sure. So I moved out. I think I was about 22 when I moved out. Again, I wasn't like my biggest, but again, I wasn't never small. And I had moved out with like my first like major boyfriend, and obviously didn't want to get pregnant, so got on birth control. And that's when it happened. One of the side effects of birth control is weight gain, and lucky old me, that's what I got. And I swear to you, it felt like overnight. Gained weight, as if I already didn't have enough issues with my weight. Yeah, the birth control made it 10 times worse. So never really recovered from the birth control. Again, always mindful of it. And then obviously getting pregnant. Yeah, doesn't make it any better. Obviously I had my 2 daughters. And yeah, just got bigger and bigger, to say the least. And then I remember I was in a relationship with somebody. I may not even still been at my biggest yet, to be honest. I mean, I still had the baby weight for sure, plus then some. And then I was in a relationship with somebody. I was in a relationship with them for 6 years, but that is when I got my biggest. And memory serves me right. I think it was 2012. We were down in North Carolina on a vacation. My brother lived down there, and we were at the beach, and my mom loves taking pictures. And we were back at my brother's house looking through the pictures, and I saw a picture of me on the beach, like from behind. Like it was me looking at the beach, and the picture was taken from behind. When I tell you the breakdown that I had, like just crying. And I was just like, I don't want to be like this anymore. Like, I'm not happy. I don't want to be this weight. Like, I'm just, yeah, it was not. It was just, I don't know if it was a light bulb moment. I don't know what it was. And that was it for me. And I remember came back, and I have a best friend who actually lives in Alaska. And he's a personal trainer, like good in fitness, whatever, and whatnot. And I had finally just rang him up, and I was just like, his name's Marvin, my best friend. Met him in high school, and I was like, Marvin, I can't do this anymore. And I remember crying or whatever like that. I was like, I just need you to tell me what I need to do. Like, I just need your help, right? Because I can't afford a personal trainer. I can't afford a personal chef, blah, 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 whatever. So, yeah, we came up with like a game plan. He basically, I was to take pictures of what I ate. I remember that, and sending everything I ate and sending it to him every day. And then as far as like working out, got a gym membership, and then he would tell me what I needed to do. Like, I had to do spin classes. Ooh, let me tell you, that first spin class was pure hell. So I did spin classes, and then I did a body pump class, which was like a full body workout. And then the 2 other days, I think it was, and I would do other workouts like throughout the gym or whatever. And that's literally how it started. Him changing, like I would send him like, okay, this week we're going to change the way you eat here, like less carbs, more protein. Like, I didn't have to do anything but just do what I was told. And I'm so good at that, right? Like, I know I put in the work, but I am always so grateful and in debt to him for what he did, because had he not done that, I would have never been able to do it. Like, I'm good at putting in the work and doing what I'm told to do, but I don't have that knowledge when it comes to like exercising and, the food and all that stuff or whatever. So it was, I think, a year, maybe a little over a year, and I had lost over 100 pounds, just watching what I ate and working out. Good old, old-fashioned way. And I would say I was probably about 5 pounds from my goal weight. I remember I even got back into my prom dress. I even took a picture of myself in my prom dress. I couldn't zip it up on the side because I think from having kids, my freaking rib cages have expanded. But I got it all on and everything. And I was like at my happiest. It's crazy to say that because, again, even at that weight, you're still like, oh, I wish I could do this or whatever. But it's like you look back on it and you're like, wow, like physically, probably the happiest I've been in my adulthood. Wasn't perfect, but I was at my happiest, I will say for sure. But yeah, I was probably about 5 pounds from my goal weight, and then some stuff had happened in his life or whatever, and he really wasn't like, it just everything shifted and changed, and I just wasn't able to get the knowledge and information that I needed to be able to maintain. And I was so lost, like trying to maintain over the years or whatever, trying to like eat what I'm supposed to eat properly, portion control, like, but I wasn't really focused on that when I was losing the weight, because he basically, I felt like he was doing everything for me on that end of it. That I slowly started to gain weight back. I've obviously done different things, like tracking calories. I mean, I even tried to go back and see if I could find all my emails that I sent him, and I couldn't. I remember when I asked him, I don't know how many years later, I asked, and he was like, asked if he still had the file or whatever, and like he had just deleted it like a year or two before or whatever. But yeah, I just started slowly gaining weight back. I mean, I've done keto. That was good for me, but I think it caused high cholesterol because the amount of meat intake I was taking. So that wasn't good for me. So yeah, I've tried different things. And I've had some success here and there. I mean, like anybody again who's had weight issues or trying to lose weight, it is hard. It is very, very hard. Like you just don't understand, right? Like I don't like how your body works and what works with your body and what doesn't. Again, unless I feel like unless you're a nutritionalist or unless you're a personal trainer or knowledgeable in that stuff, which I am not, which is why I worked so well with my best friend. But yeah, so I've gone up and down, more up than down. And I will say probably 2021, I was okay with the weight gain I had. Like I still felt like I looked good, but again, was not happy in the sense of like, I still wanted to lose the weight. But I felt good. Like I felt good in my clothes. Like I felt good the way I looked. Like I like taking pictures of myself, blase, blase, whatever. That's probably, if I'm being honest, that's probably the last time that I've ever really been like okay with getting pictures of myself. Maybe a little bit a year or so ago, but I would say I was probably, like I said, 2021 was probably when I was like more taking selfies and filming myself type of thing, but still, like when I tell you like weight is on my mind from the time I get up in the morning to the time I go to bed and all throughout the day. Like I am constantly thinking about my weight. Like I don't know if other people do this. I don't know if other females are like this. But yeah, like that's literally how I've been for so much, probably my whole adult lifehood. So yeah, 2021, like I said, I was like feeling good. I knew I had gained weight, but I was still feeling good about myself. And then financially, things got difficult for me, and I needed to get a part-time job, right? So I have been going to the gym since 2012. Like I have not stopped. Like there's very few times where there's been intervals. Like obviously when COVID happened, couldn't control that, but you know, continuously going to the gym at least 4 days a week. Because I would feel like it would mentally mess with me if I didn't go to the gym, even though as much as I hate working out, I still went religiously. And so, yeah, so I was still going, and then I needed to get a part-time job. And I said, well, damn, like working a full-time job, part-time job, still trying to go to the gym, like how am I going to manage this, right? So I looked for a part-time job that I was not sitting, because I was doing a full-time job sitting. And so I got a job at the airport pushing wheelchairs. I was like, this is gonna be great exercise, right? So I walked 25, 30 miles a week. I worked 3 days. I think it was 3 days a week at the Salt Lake City airport. Yeah, it was great. But when I tell you it really effed my body up, yeah. Like I feel like my shoulders had gotten broader. Like I don't know if that's true, if that's a real thing or whatever. My arms have always been big. I've always had flabby arms. I feel like they've gotten bigger. And then of course my calves and my thighs. And it's like, I know there's difference in like fat or whatever, right? Like my thighs and my calves are like freaking muscle, right? Now my arms are flab, right? And yeah, like when I just like royally messed me up. So I was content in 2021, and then when I started working the airport and all of that happened, I have not been able to even get back to 2021 body. I don't even know where to even go to do that. Like, how do you get your muscle and what do they say when they're bodybuilders? I forget the terminology they do. Shred? Is it shredding? I'm probably wrong, but how do I get my calves and my thighs like not so muscular and smaller? right? Like, I've never had small arms either, but they were smaller, obviously, when I lost over the 100 pounds. Like, how do I get my arms smaller? I know they're never going to be real small, but how do you get rid of all of this, right? So it's like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. I had to get a part-time job, got a job where I was being physical. Fuck me. So ever since then, I mean, obviously my ass got bigger too, and I feel like my hips got wider too. And since then, I just have struggled to lose weight. It doesn't help at my age either. Yeah, it doesn't. As you get older, you know, I'm sure I'm in premenopause. That doesn't help. And again, I'm not a doctor, so I don't really know how to even begin. Because like I said, I don't know how to fix what happened at the airport. And so I even went and did the shot. I don't even have money for that, but I had money because obviously working a part-time job was helpful. So that I did the shot. Yeah, you know how people lose all this weight and blah, blah, blah. I think I might have lost 10 pounds. People said they could notice it. People said they noticed it. But when I tell you pissed, I was like, I cannot win for nothing. Like, maybe the Lord is just telling me, girl, just accept your body the way I made you. Because I was like, I mean, I've even gone to the extreme before, like way, way before. I get emotional, so I'm trying not to cry. I went to see a plastic surgeon. This is when I lived in Pennsylvania for a tummy tuck. And I cried in the office because I was so excited. Like, I was like, oh my God, this is like so great. Get tummy tuck liposuction. And when they told me the cost, I said, yeah. But yeah, like I cried about it. Like, yeah, it's something that I definitely struggle with, and I'm sure there's a lot of women do, and again, maybe men do too. But I do, like, I honestly admire, ooh, let me try not to get emotional. I admire women, like they're women who are just so confident in themselves. Like, I admire the shit out of them. Like, love that for them. Like, I wish I could be like that. You know what I mean? I wish I had the confidence. So don't get me wrong. There are days where I may film myself. And I'm like, oh, I'm filming myself. Let me take a picture. But that's far and few between now. I do say my girls, you know, I'm just glad my girl, like, again, they have their issues or whatever too. And I try not to, like, I don't ever want to be that mom where, like, you know, where they feel like that about themselves. But again, I mean, they're girls too or whatever, so, and they have their own insecurities too. But I'm just glad that they don't have, like, weight issues like with me, like how I do. My oldest did have an issue, but I think it was some medication she got on. She worked really hard to get the weight off. And I'm very proud of her for doing that. And she's been her normal size since then. But I'm just thankful that they haven't had to deal with weight like I do. But they do tell me that they really feel like I have body dysmorphia, where, like, it's crazy because if I take a picture or send something, I may think I look good. Or if they take a picture of me, I'm like, I literally visually see myself at over 300 pounds again. I don't know. I guess body dysmorphia is a real thing. I don't know. I know it is. Don't get me wrong. I know it is. But yeah, I don't want pictures taken of me unless I take it. Like, the struggle is real. So again, I will always continue to work on it. That's never gonna end. Because again, I'm always mindful. I'm not a person that's just like, I want to do something, don't do something about it. Like, I literally try to watch what I eat. Sweets is my bad thing, and of course carbs. carbs. But I'm always mindful of it. You know what I mean? I'm not just somebody that's like, oh, I want to lose weight and don't do shit about it. I do. But it's hard. It really is hard. I know some people say it's a disease or whatever too, or whatnot. Like, and I hate using this comparison, like, and I don't want it to offend anybody or whatever. Like, please, it's not to offend anybody, but it's just like somebody who's a drug addict or alcoholic, whatever, like, you don't have to like have that to survive in a sense, right? Like, I know if you're a drug addict, like, you need to try get that point, but I'm just saying, like, you have to eat food to live is basically the point I'm making, right? And I could never be bulimic or anorexic. God, you know, those poor people that get to that point, God bless them. But yeah, I know this affects a lot of people. And, and you know what's crazy too? How expensive it is to eat healthy. Craziness. So much cheaper to eat like crap, right? But yeah, if anybody has any advice, any part, you know, their story of their issues, how they conquered it, I am all for it. Let me know. I'm all up for it. You know, like, I look forward to, you know, being able to maybe find something that works. I'm going to go to the doctors. Maybe they can help tell me what it is, what not. Because again, age changing does not help. It doesn't. I don't know if it affects men the older they get. But I guess I can just speak for me. But I feel like it definitely has affected me. I mean, again, maybe if I had my best friend to do exactly what we did before. But I got to find a routine that fits into my lifestyle now too, because I work different. Like, it's like finding a gym and it fitting into your schedule, whatever. Like, I don't want to make excuses, like, but again, it's just finding a new routine. So I'm hoping that, you know, I can be able to do that or whatnot. So yeah, anyway, feel free to leave comments, questions, tips, anything. Tell your story, maybe your successes, your trials, your errors, so on and so forth. So that's just a little bit about my journey, my weight loss journey. You know what I mean? And just, again, a little more information about myself here on Jenna's Tea Emporium. So anyway, today is Easter. I hope you've all had a great Easter. Happy Easter. And yeah, until next time.